Universal laws you need to know about. Hi, I am your host, Piper Sky Cheyenne, and welcome back to Rebuild Reality, where we talk about who we really are, why we're here, and how all of this stuff works. Because we certainly want to know, don't we? So, universal laws. I'm going to pop right through this as fast as I can. So, let's start with number 1. Creation is finished. Creation is done. It's already happened. God already knows the outcome to all of it. All the multiple lives and different versions of you have already happened. So what's taking place here right now? Well, we are getting to choose any one of those roles we want to play. Any one we want to play. So you can think of it like a big library where there's a whole wall full of different movies and you can choose the version of the one you want. Because that leads me to number 2. There are infinite versions of you. Infinite versions of you in this life right now. So any one that you can think of, any version you can think of, any other way your life could come out, means that that life already exists. Otherwise, you couldn't think about it. So that leads me to number 3. That all our past and future lives are also all happening right now. And that's because of number 4. Because time isn't horizontal. It's not like a river, like I've said, with the past, present, and future that we're kind of going along. It's vertical. It's vertical. It's all happening right here and now. All your multiple lives, all your multiple different versions of this life, all of your past, present, and future lives are all happening right here, right now, which is why we can access them, which is why people remember past lives, which aren't actually past lives. A lot of times they can be remembering future lives. And what I personally see happen, and certainly in all the hypnosis I used to do, is that people are living the same life over and over again. They're so connected. They're so attracted to the past, to roles they've already played, already done and finished and completed. Whether that is ancient Egypt or in the, on Venus or, the constellation of Orion or Sirius or whatever it is, they're being attracted. They're connecting with lives they've already lived and are already living. And people will repeat those patterns over and over again multiple times, even though they're already doing it, or they've already done it. So that's what that is. So time is vertical, it's not horizontal. It's all happening now. Next, life inherently has no meaning. None. It doesn't mean anything. When stuff happens, it doesn't mean anything. It's just something happening. It's just an experience. It's just other people doing their thing or you doing your thing. It doesn't mean anything. The only time it gains meaning and gains density and gains weight and therefore slows us down is when we see it in duality. We give it a title. We're like, that's good, that's bad. I don't like this. I do like that. Oh, I can't stand that. I really enjoy that. However we want to view it. That's a good guy, that's a bad guy. Then we just wrote what role it's going to play in our current movie, in our current existence. So it's going to become that. Whether it's a food, a family member, your past, your childhood, something that happened to you, 20 years ago, something you're afraid is going to happen in the future that you're already seeing as bad. You're assigning it a role. I don't care if it's, the world order or the government, the police department, whatever. You're creating it. You're making it a bad guy. And when we do that collectively, it has to play that role. So you can imagine if people are like, yeah, that's not a problem. That can't do nothing to me. Yeah, we all agree. Yep, we all agree. Can't do nothing. Has no power. Hello? So, but everything in your personal life, you don't want to give it the power because you don't want to be the victim in your life. which leads me to this, which is all the complaining, all the fear, all the feelings of being a victim in our life, all the depression is creating more of it. No one's going to come and save you because nobody can. No one has that ability because everything's being created with your mind and how you choose to view things as good or bad. It becomes that to you, and no one else can get into your head and change that thought for you but you, because you're the creator of your reality, which is the best news ever, because that means once you take that role on, once you take on that character who is in control of it, oh, something, happened that I didn't like, I better look at that. I better why did that happen? Maybe is that, make sure that's not me, because did I assign that a bad role, or was that just whatever, yeah, those things matter. All right, next, there are no opposites. There's just one thing. Everything is one thing. It's all connected. It's one bigger body of what we call God. It's all the same thing. It's all a creation. This part of it is all a creation of illusion. And we know that because things change. Only things that are real never change. Never change. Everything that is unreal and a temporary projection changes. So there are no opposites. There's really no bad guys. We're the ones that create it all by our assumptions, either individually or collectively. We're making it, which is a lot of people don't like to hear that there's no bad guy. What do you mean? There's got to be a bad guy somewhere. We get to these levels of awareness where we're expanding, and we're like, oh, okay, that's not a problem. But now it's that. We keep assigning the bad guy role of someone out there who is doing something to us. We keep assigning that role to different things a lot of times. But nothing can do anything to you, which leads me to the next one. There's nothing opposing you because nothing can. Nothing has the power unless you put it into one of those little boxes that says, this is a problem. So don't assign meaning to things or relabel everything. Go back and relabel everything. Well, I don't know why that happened, but that's going to be the best thing that ever happened to me. You want to be the one rowing the boat, not the one being dragged along behind in creation. You want to be the one writing the story, not the one that doesn't get to choose. Because you do get to choose. All of it is your choice. So next, of course, that leads me to, there are no problems unless we create them. And like I always say, if the mind can't find a problem, it will gladly, happily create one because the mind loves a problem. Yay! Loves it. Loves not being responsible. I can't do anything in my life. I'm just a victim. I can't do anything. It's like, okay, if you want to play that role, you can. And a lot of people do. But I suggest that you don't, because no one's going to be able to come along and save you. No one can do that. If you want to take on the victim role, then that's just going to be your life until you learn otherwise, Next, you don't follow life, life follows you, because you're the one in control. You're the one at the helm of your boat, deciding whether this is good or that's bad. You put everything in the good pile so it can play that role in your life. And lastly, for right now, none of this is hard. None of this is hard. It's easy. All that is saying that these are hard, or I can't get it, or I don't, all this stuff puts it in that box of the difficult things, the hard things. Make everything easy. Start thinking about everything you think about and switch it. Flip it on its head, because you want the best of life. You don't want the experience of the worst of it. So I am your host, Piper Sky Cheyenne, and thank you for being here once again with me on Rebuild Reality. I love it that you guys join me and come and hang out with me. Go ahead and like and subscribe and share and comment, and I'll see you next time.